All right, Coach, a lot to unpack about this one.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, runners left on base were, a huge issue tonight as well.
Yeah, and I thought some of the at-bats early in the game, like that's tough. From one, Russell Sandefur to deal with that, 5-0, and then to get right back in the dugout, especially after last night. 5-0, and then we get the 1 run, and then Sonny hits the 3-run homer, and it's 5-4, and then Russell Sandefur goes out there, puts that behind him, and pitches us into the middle of the game, which is really tough to do, especially for a young guy. He gave us a chance to win. But you're right. There's some situations where we did score where there's still just some meat left on the bone. You'd like to see a bases loaded clearing, something like they hit. And honestly, that's probably the difference in the game besides some of the mental mistakes.
What's your message out to the rest of the bullpen? Knowing Smith ended up having the error that got allowed the run in the homer with John.
Yeah, it wasn't just that error. It was the error by not covering first on the first ball. Like there's 2 balls to the right side of the field. There's another safety squeeze that we let hit the bag. All 3 of those basically are runs. Those are unexplainable. I got to do a better job of coaching them through that. That's on me.
You talked about Russell, though, just the fact he was able to bounce back and give you some innings is kind of what's that thought process like when you see he's having a rough start? Like, were you close to kind of thinking about taking him out? I mean, West Virginia obviously did with their guy.
Yeah, and you're at that point where we need some innings there. We were a little thin down there, and Wiley Hartley was getting ready, but the stuff was ticking up. The command was getting better, and he pitched his way through that, and we needed him to do what he did. So once he goes out there in the second inning and he's back on top of it, you kind of let him roll. He's a young guy learning how to start in this league, and I think he learned a lot, and he proved a lot to his teammates.
During the early stage of this game, you had Andrew Sandin getting three things, one hit away from the cycle, triple away from the cycle, which is what we've seen from him.
Yeah, his at-bats have been like that. Since we left Kansas State, he's been on it, and I mean, he's the threat that he's always been. He's just showing up more now. Couldn't be more proud of the at-bats that he's taken recently.
Angelo Smith, what was your message to him after what happened out there?
Yeah, that just can't happen, right? It's unacceptable. There's one that started off with that. 2, I've never seen that in baseball in my life. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm still searching for words on that.
I saw you were discussing a little bit with the umpire after the home run that West Virginia had at the end there. Just what ended up with that?
Yeah, man, it's a back and forth game, conference game. Dylan took exception to what their guy did against our pitcher, and I thought he handled it like a man and exactly how I would expect our catcher captain to handle it. And AJ Lestaglia, the umpire, did a good job of controlling that the way it should have been controlled.
It's kind of the mindset of your team right now. You've had some games where you can look and say, we just do 1 or 2 things differently. We have a 2-0 series lead, but it's the other way around now.
I mean, you could go back to the last month and a half. There's 12 of those games. And you don't have a choice but to come ready tomorrow, play tomorrow, and figure out a way to be better. Like there's no other choice. Nobody feels sorry for us. There's nothing else to do except come together as a group, fight, and play better baseball. That's all we can do.
Marathon of a game this time around. I think it was like 4 hours and 40-something minutes.
It felt like 8.
So just what do you tell a team after a marathon game like this, especially when you have to turn it around and win tomorrow?
Yeah, when that clock strikes midnight, like it's different. Like it's Sunday, we're at home against a really good team. You got an opportunity to come out and play your best baseball. Get yourself ready in the morning to go do it.
South tomorrow. What's your bullpen looking like availability-wise?
I mean, Wiley's still available. Stagliano will be available. Castellano will be available. So we'll try to mix and match and use some other guys.
What do you think this team needs to do to avoid the sweep, and what do you think they can learn from the past 2 games to?
Yeah. I thought the offense picked it up tonight. Like we said, some of the pitching was good, but we just got to play better baseball. Some of that stuff that happened out there is unacceptable. But we have 9 position players, 10 when you put the other guy off the bench, that were absolutely playing their tail off. They were playing hard. They played hard for every single pitch, and we got to do it again.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Coach. Thank you. Thanks.